Have you ever been in a conversation where everything feels normal, and then suddenly it doesn't? Maybe it's a change in someone's tone, a certain look, or a comment that seems harmless on the surface. And before you've even had time to think about what happened, your body is already reacting. Your heart starts racing, your mind goes blank, you struggle to find words. Part of you knows you are safe, but another part feels like something is very wrong. Most people assume this means they are being dramatic or overreacting, but it's actually the opposite. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. That's what we're talking about in this episode. Deep inside the brain is a small structure called the amygdala. It serves as the body's internal alarm system, constantly scanning the environment for signs of danger. Every second of every day, it's asking the same question: am I safe? As long as the answer is yes, everything runs normally. But the moment something feels threatening, the alarm activates. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, your breathing changes, and your attention narrows. Your entire nervous system shifts into survival mode. What's important to understand is that this happens incredibly fast, often before you're consciously aware of it. Your thinking mind doesn't always get the first vote. The alarm reacts first, and then your conscious brain tries to make sense of what happened. Over time, especially after painful or overwhelming experiences, this alarm system can become more sensitive. Certain tones of voice, facial expressions, situations, or even moments of silence can start feeling dangerous, not because they actually are, but because they remind your brain of something that once was. Your nervous system isn't trying to make your life harder. It's just trying to keep you from getting hurt again. Another important part of the brain is the hippocampus, an internal filing system that helps organize and store memories. Normally, when something happens, it helps place the experience in context. It records when and how it happened and reminds you that it belongs in the past. In healthy conditions, that process allows you to learn from an experience without continuing to relive it. But intense stress can interfere with this process. When the brain is flooded with stress hormones, experiences don't always get stored neatly. Instead, they remain emotionally active. That's why someone can be completely safe in the present moment, yet feel as if they're back inside an old experience. A certain situation triggers a familiar feeling, and suddenly the brain responds as if the original threat is happening again. The logical part of you may know the difference, but the nervous system may not. Sometimes being triggered is really the brain struggling to recognize that the danger has already passed and the experience was never fully processed. So the system continues responding to it as unfinished business. One of the most frustrating parts of a trigger response is what happens to your ability to think clearly. The prefrontal cortex is the part of the brain responsible for reasoning, reflection, and self-control. It helps you pause, communicate, and make thoughtful decisions. It's the part that says, "Give me a second. Let's think this through. I don't need to react right now." But during a perceived threat, survival becomes the brain's priority. Resources get redirected toward faster, more automatic systems. As a result, clear thinking becomes harder. You may struggle to find words. You may freeze completely. You may say something impulsive and spend hours or days wishing you could take it back. Many people judge themselves harshly for these moments, but what they're experiencing isn't a character flaw. It's a nervous system response. When the brain believes survival is at stake, careful reasoning moves to the background. Not because you're weak, but because you're Biology is trying to protect you. So if you've spent years calling yourself too sensitive, too emotional, dramatic, or overreactive, it's time to consider another possibility. Your brain isn't failing you. It's protecting you with the tools it learned long ago. Maybe the alarm system stayed active because at some point the threat felt real. Perhaps old experiences never got the chance to be fully processed, or the thoughtful, rational part of you went quiet because a deeper survival system took over. Seen through this lens, your reactions stop looking like evidence that something is wrong with you. They start looking like evidence that your nervous system has been carrying a heavy load. And understanding this changes everything, because it's hard to heal from something you keep blaming yourself for. In the next episode, we'll move beyond the brain and talk about the body, because long before we can explain our experiences with words, our bodies are already responding to them. We'll explore how the body holds stress, tension, and unresolved experiences. And understanding this will help you see yourself with far more clarity and compassion. If this resonates with you, share it with someone who might need it. You never know who has been fighting a battle inside their nervous system without even realizing it. Like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. And don't forget, you are not broken. You are bracing. You are surviving. You are seen. You are enough.